Getting your driver's license in Japan is really, 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 really fun. No, not really fun. It's real, and it's fun, but not real fun. It took me. I lived in Gunma Prefecture when I got my driver's license, and Gunma just seems to hate foreigners. I went, and as an American, you actually have to take the driving test. If you're from England or Australia or pretty much any other dang country, you can just change your driver's license over, take a written test, and there you go, you get your new Japanese driver's license. But Americans have to take the actual test, the practical test, around a course, an obstacle course. And I took that thing. It's also not free. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it's like I think it was like $30 or $40 each time, plus whatever cost you incurred getting there. So it probably wouldn't be in your city where you have to do it. You might have to go a long distance, take a train ride to get to the testing place. And I did it 7 times. It took 7 times for me to actually get my driver's license. And the funny thing about that is I probably wouldn't have gotten it on the 7th time, except for the time before that. At the end, I got pretty upset that they didn't tell me why. Every time, they never told me what I missed, how I failed. Never told me my score, nothing. It's just, you do the test. When you're done, everybody sits in a lobby waiting to see if they write your number on a chalkboard. If they write your number, you go, you get your driver's license, and yay, you're done. If they don't write your number, you go, you set up another appointment, and then you come back and spend more money. So, I'm not going to say that, there's a bad reason for that, but it seemed to me a little bit suspicious. However, that's just my opinion. So, on the 6th time, the end of the 6th time, I went up to the window and I said, "Hey, I don't know why I didn't pass. Can you help me so that the next time I come, I can pass? Whatever I need to do, I'll do it. I thought I did perfectly, but I guess I didn't. So what do I need to do differently?" And yeah, I'm pretty sure I did it perfectly. But that's just my opinion. Yeah. But I didn't actually tell him that. I just said, "Hey, help me out." And this guy, he's like, "Okay, well, let me go talk to your tester, and I'll be right back." He disappeared for about 30 minutes until they were locking up, and I was the only one that was left in there. And I was wondering, is he just going to make me, leave? Are they going to kick me out before I get any information? But no, he finally comes back and he says, "I have no idea why you didn't fail, or why you didn't pass." I have no idea why you didn't pass. However, let me explain to you what you need to do. And I actually had gone to a testing track and had a teacher tell me how to pass the test and show me all the things that I needed to do. And I read the book and everything. I spent a lot of money to get my Japanese driver's license because I needed it to keep my job. So he spent another hour, at least an hour, he opened up the rules of the road book and he went through all of the rules to me. He explained everything, when to hug the shoulder, when to turn here, when to use your everything. He did everything, just the whole dang book from cover to cover, and then closed it and he said, I was just sitting there. I'm just sitting there going, yeah, okay, yeah. I wanted to say, yeah, I've read this book. I've read it many times. I know all this stuff, but yeah, I didn't do that. That would be bad. I just listened to him and said, "Thank you. Oh, I see, I understand. Oh, okay, I'll do that. Okay." And at the end, he said, "You do that and you'll pass, fine." And so the next time I went, I found out, oh, this guy is the director, because he comes up to me and he recognized me. I'm going to the area to get in the car to do the test, or to wait for the guy to put me in the car to do the test. And he just comes up out of nowhere and he says, "Hey, good luck on your test." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, thank you." And he had this, I don't know what you want to call it, a name tag on that said director. And so I figured out that he was the director. And let this guy get through here. Maybe he's not going to get through. Maybe he's going to turn to the left. Anyways, this director guy, he says, "All right, good luck." And I take the test, and at the end, he finds me again, coming back to the lobby room, and he says, "So how'd you do?" "Do deshita?" He said, "Do deshita? How did you do?" And I said, "I think I did great. He didn't make any checks." So what I said, it was, いいかもしれませんでしたけど、わからない、チェックをしませんでした。So when they're doing your test, they check the board for things that you missed. So you can basically tell when you're not going to pass by, if they make a check on the board, you're pretty much not going to pass. At least that's my experience. But the last 2 times they didn't make a check on the board either for me when I was driving. So maybe that's not completely true. But he says, "Good, yeah, you see, you'll be fine." And then I'm sitting there waiting in the lobby, just like every other time, and I'm thinking, nah, they're probably not going to pass me. They only passed 2 people every time I was there. The 6 times I went there could be 13 people, there could be 30 people taking the test. At the end, only 2 people would pass. Always. They would write 2 names on the board, and that was it. And this time, they wrote 2 names on the board, and mine wasn't on there. And then something happened. I don't know, somebody talked to somebody else. The lady that was writing the stuff on the board looked at somebody else, and they said something. I couldn't hear what they were saying. It was kind of noisy. And then she looked at her little clipboard thingy, and then she wrote my number on there. I was like, yeah! So I went up to get my driver's license, and the director was the guy giving out the driver's license. And he says to me, "See, you do what I tell you, and you get your driver's license." And I just looked at him and I said, it's all thanks to you. And I said that in Japanese. I said, "Okage-sama de." And he just beamed like a retard that had a candy bar pushed in his face, and just so happy and smug. And I think I realized that the only reason why I got my driver's license that day was because I insisted on help, and I was lucky enough that the director himself spent time, an hour of his time, to lecture me on the rules of the road and made absolutely sure that I passed. But your experience may vary. If you're trying to get your driver's license, you might have a better or easier time. Especially if you do it in Tokyo. They seem to like foreigners in Tokyo. It's alright. You're a foreigner, that's cool. We're cool with that. If you're out in the boonies somewhere, especially in Gunma, which I think is the toughest place to get a driver's license. It's also one of the areas that has the most cars per capita or something like that for amount of people in Japan. So that area, you're probably not going to get your driver's license so easily. Do it soon. If you have a permit, or what do you want to call it, an international driver's license, in Japan, that's only good for 1 year from the date that it was issued. And after that, you cannot renew it in Japan. You'd have to go back to the States, and you have to be in the States for 3 years, or not 3 years, 3 months, before you can come back with a new permit, or an international driver's permit. What I mean is, if you come back sooner, if you come back 2 months later with a new permit, that permit is not valid in Japan. They'll say, nope, not valid. So get your driver's license, or start practicing, or start taking the tests, or setting up your appointments as soon as possible. You'll thank me in the end. Trust me. Just trust me on that. All right. Hey, well, thanks for listening to my story. Hope you liked it. And I had nothing else to do while I was driving through traffic, so thought I would just tell you a little story. Hit the like button if you liked it, and hit the subscribe button because there'll be more of this kind of stuff to help you out in the future, and you're definitely going to want that. And if you really like my voice, because I've got such a sexy voice, I don't really have a sexy voice, but if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button, get some more of my videos, and thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to spread the butter on the bread, and by butter I mean this video, and by bread I mean the social network of your choice. And as always, stay creative. It's good for you. See ya.